In the summer of 1970, under the scorching Mexican sun, the Uruguayan team rode a tragic and emotional journey, coming to the tournament as former champions. Carrying the blood of Garra Charrúa, warrior spirit, they were not just a team, but a symbol of resilience, reaching the semifinals and only stopping before the great Brazil of Pelé, then falling regretfully to West Germany in the third-place match. Uruguay's generation of 1970 is still remembered as one of the most resilient teams in history. More than half a century has passed since that fiery summer. Time, with its harsh laws, has covered the glories of the past with dust. The young, vigorous men of that year now each have their own fate. Some became immortal legends, some chose a life of seclusion, and sadly, some remained forever in the motherland. Today, on a nostalgic day in November 2025, let us look back at the lives and fates of the 22 Uruguayan heroes of that year. Atilio Ancheta, center back, DF, just 21 years old at the 1970 World Cup, was one of the tournament's best center backs. A rock in the defense with a flamboyant yet solid style of play. Despite his youth, born in 1948, Ancheta displayed the composure of a veteran. Not only was he strong in the tackle, but he also had an excellent reading of the game and a sharp attack. At Mexico 70, he was voted into the tournament's team of the tournament. A huge honor, standing alongside legends like Beckenbauer and Carlos Alberto. After the World Cup glory, Ancheta's career took a brilliant turn in Brazil. He moved to Grêmio and became one of the biggest idols in the club's history. The people of Porto Alegre loved him not only for his talent, but also for his loyalty and professionalism. He also had a short time playing for Nacional before retiring. Ancheta's life after hanging up his boots was tied to music and art, an artistic soul hidden behind the appearance of a defensive warrior. He regularly appeared at Grêmio events and was considered a cultural bridge between Uruguayan and Brazilian football. Interestingly, Ancheta's calmness and elegance on the pitch seem to apply to his personal life. No noise, no scandal, he chooses a peaceful life, respected by both opponents and teammates. A true gentleman of South American football. Today, at the age of 77, Atilio Ancheta is still living a healthy life, enjoying his peaceful days in Brazil. He still regularly appears in the media to share his old memories, is a living witness to a golden age of football, and is the one who inspires the younger generations at Grêmio. Luis Cubilla, 30 years old, born in 1940, is a winger nicknamed the Beast on the wing, one of the most successful players in the history of world football. By Mexico 70, he was a true star with extraordinary technique, the ability to dribble and fearsome speed. Cubilla was always the key striker in Uruguay's attacking system. The moment he saved the ball right on the goal line to create an assist in the match against the Soviet Union became one of the most controversial and famous situations in the history of the World Cup. Proving his cunning and class, Cubilla's career is a huge collection of titles with Peñarol, Nacional, and Barcelona, Spain. But his coaching career is even more brilliant when he turned Olympia, Paraguay, into a continental force. He is a personality, hot-tempered but talented, a real godfather of South American football. His life was full of stories of mischief and an insatiable hunger to win. He lived and breathed football until his last days. However, the terrible stomach cancer defeated that warrior. On March 3, 2013, Luis Cubilla passed away at the age of 72. He was the one who opened the tragic year of 2013 for the Uruguayan team of 1970. Julio Cesar Cortés, 29, born 1941, plays as a striker/midfielder and is known by the nickname El Pocho. He is a quiet but indispensable player, diligent, disciplined and tireless in his movement. At the 1970 World Cup, Cortés played all 6 matches, always silently keeping the rhythm of Uruguay's play. As part of the golden generation of Peñarol that dominated the world in the 1960s, he brought to the team stability, experience, and a fighting spirit that never gave up. After the World Cup, Cortés had an interesting nomadic career playing and coaching in many Central American countries such as Mexico, Guatemala, Costa Rica. He became a football missionary, bringing the champion's mindset to new lands. He was particularly successful as a coach in Guatemala, leading the team to win the UNCAF championship in 2001. His life was full of adventures, but his heart was always in Uruguay. He lived out his final years in Central America, where he was revered as a legend. However, the sad news came not long ago. In July 2025, Julio Cesar Cortez passed away at the age of 84. The passing of El Pocho is a painful reminder that that golden generation is slowly leaving us forever. Julio Montero Castillo, 26 years old and born in 1944, is a defender, midfielder with the true warrior spirit of Uruguay. He is famous for his fierce playing style and never-give-up spirit, the perfect embodiment of Garra Charrúa. At Mexico 70, Montero Castillo was the steel shield in front of the goal, ready to rush into any hotspot to protect the home team. He played all 6 matches, becoming an irreplaceable spiritual support for the whole team. Notably, he is also the father of famous player Paulo Montero, who later inherited his tenacity. After the tournament, he continued to reap great success with Nacional, especially the Libertadores Championship and the Intercontinental Cup in 1971. He also went to Spain to play for Granada. The greatest legacy he left to football, besides the titles, was his son Paulo Montero, who later became a legendary Juventus center-back with a fiery playing style just like his father. His life after retirement was still closely linked to football, regularly following and supporting his son's career. Montero Castillo's toughness on the pitch seems to have forged a strong man in life. He is a solid pillar for his family, who has raised an excellent next generation. Today, at the age of 81, Julio Montero Castillo is enjoying his old age in his hometown of Montevideo. Although his health has declined over time, his eyes still sparkle when he talks about the old battles. He is considered one of the most respected elders of the national club. Luis Ubiña, 30 years old and born in 1940, was the exemplary captain of Uruguay at the 1970 World Cup. Playing as a right-back, he was considered a rock on the wing, always maintaining his composure in every situation. With the captain's armband in his hand, Ubiña not only directed with his voice, but also with his tenacious fighting spirit and calm demeanor. He always appeared at the hottest spots, keeping the defense system steady and instilling confidence in his young teammates in the most intense matches. After the World Cup, Ubiña continued to conquer the World Summit with Nacional in 1971. He was the type of player who devoted his whole life to the flag and shirt, regardless of personal fame or fortune. After retiring, he lived a simple, humble life in the Tero neighborhood, where he was born and raised. He participated in community activities, helping poor children play football, keeping true to the qualities of a great captain. Ubiña's image on the field is that of a majestic warrior, but in real life he is a friendly, lovable neighbor. That contrast only enhances his great personality. But then, fate called the name of another legend in 2013. On July 17, 2013, Luis Ubiña passed away at the age of 73. He left just a few months after his teammate Mazurkiewicz, leaving a huge void in the defense of the team in heaven. Ildo Manero, 22 years old and born in 1947, was Uruguay's brightest young talent at the 1970 World Cup. Playing as a midfielder, he brought creativity and softness to the midfield. The crucial goal against Sweden in the group stage not only saved Uruguay from the risk of elimination, but also marked the emergence of a new star. With his skillful individual technique, skillful ball-handling ability, and sharp tactical vision, Manero became the factor that created the difference whenever the team needed an explosive moment. Manero's career then flourished. He moved to France to play for Lyon, a pioneering move at the time, and became one of the best foreign players in the club's history. After retiring, he became a coach, leading the Uruguay national team. He was a person with a romantic football mindset, always emphasizing the beauty in the way of playing. Manero's life behind the spotlight is devoted to youth training. He wants to pass on valuable experiences from Europe to the next generation. Today, at the age of 78, Ildo Manero is still alive and well. He is often invited to be an analyst in big matches, and is a highly respected figure in Uruguayan football. Roberto Matosas, a 30-year-old defender/midfielder at the 1970 World Cup, was a versatile, intelligent player who played a key role in linking defense and attack. Born in 1940, he brought to Uruguay the experience of a Peñarol and River Plate legend. At Mexico 70, Matosas played all 6 games, showing incredible stamina. He was not the quickest, but he had a sharp tactical mind, always appearing at the right moment to defuse danger for his team. After the 1970 World Cup, fate brought him to Mexico. He moved to San Luis and spent most of his remaining life there. Matosas's coaching career was also very rich when he led many teams in Mexico. He is also famous as the father of Gustavo Matosas, also a talented coach. In addition to football, Roberto is a man of knowledge. He always believes that football must go hand in hand with culture and education. Matosas' life is the journey of a philosopher on the field. He plays football not only with his feet but also with a cool head. That wisdom helps him steer his life through ups and downs steadily, building a great reputation in the North American soccer community. Currently, at the age of 85, Roberto Matosas still lives in Mexico. He has retired from the scene, enjoying his old age with his children and grandchildren. Although he is no longer directly in charge of the team, his professional opinions are always respected by Mexican and Uruguayan fans. Juan Mujica, 26 years old and born in 1943, was a rare all-round fullback for Uruguay at that time. Not only was he solid in defense, he also possessed the ability to support strong attacks and bold moves upfield. At the 1970 World Cup, Mujica was the one who scored the opening goal for Uruguay against Israel, laying the foundation for their journey to the semifinals. His tireless attacking and defensive style of play became a key part of Uruguay's tactical system, bringing balance and innovation down the flanks. Mujica's club career was spent with Nacional, where he won every continental honor. He then went to France to play for Lille and Lens, leaving a strong mark in Europe. After retiring, Mujica became a talented coach, leading Nacional and many teams in Colombia and Costa Rica. He is a person with a modern football mindset, always looking for innovation. His life was a series of non-stop trips, from South America to Europe and back. A man of work, always dedicated and responsible. However, on February 11, 2016, Juan Mujica breathed his last at the age of 72. His passing is a great loss for the Uruguayan football community and the clubs he coached. He is gone, but his goal against Israel and his tireless runs at Mexico 70 are still there in the memories of fans. Ladislao Mazurkiewicz, a 25-year-old goalkeeper born in 1945, was nicknamed the Black Spider and was the best goalkeeper at the 1970 World Cup. No one can forget his extraordinary performances in Mexico. Mazurkiewicz was the soul of the Uruguay goal, always appearing at the right time with lightning-fast saves. The moment he faced Pelé in the impossible move in the semi-final was still replayed millions of times. Despite being fooled by a fake shot, his demeanor and performance throughout the tournament still made him a legend, worthy of the title of best goalkeeper of the tournament. Mazurkiewicz's career was a series of glories with Peñarol, winning the Libertadores, the Intercontinental Cup. After 1970, he moved to Brazil to play for Atlético Mineiro, where he also became a legend. He held the record for the most appearances by a Uruguayan player at the World Cup for a long time. After retiring, he became a goalkeeper coach, continuing his dedication to Peñarol. His private life was quite private, but he was always seen as a warm, humble man in contrast to the fierceness in goal. On the field, he was an impenetrable wall, a lone hero between victory and defeat. Off the field, he was a devoted teacher, a symbol of professionalism. However, the journey of that legend has stopped. 2013 is considered a year of great disaster for this generation. On January 2, 2013, Ladislao Mazurkiewicz passed away at the age of 67 due to kidney failure and respiratory problems. His departure left endless sorrow for world football. But the image of Black Spider-Man with a black suit remains an immortal monument. Victor Esparrago, a 25-year-old midfielder born in 1944, was Uruguay's hero at the 1970 World Cup. He became an icon with a single, fateful moment, a 117th-minute header against the Soviet Union, scoring the golden goal that sent Uruguay straight into the semi-finals. Though not a flashy star, Esparrago was known for his hard work, intelligence, and ability to appear when his team needed him most. And that historic header was the clearest demonstration of that quality. After the tournament, Esparrago moved to Spain to play for Sevilla and Recreativo Huelva. But it was his coaching career in Spain that was truly remarkable. He led Cadiz, Valencia, and Sevilla to great success. He is respected in Europe as a talented strategist who brought Uruguay's pragmatic but effective philosophy. He chose Spain as his second home, living a private but prosperous and respected life. He is a testament to the success of Uruguayan players on the old continent. Now, at the age of 81, Victor Esparrago is enjoying his retirement in Spain. He has long since retired from the coaching bench but still follows every step of his home team. Julio Morales, 25 years old, born 1945, played as a striker and was known by the nickname Cascarilla, despite his small stature. He possessed excellent technique and was a dangerous spearhead in Uruguay's attack. At the 1970 World Cup, Morales did not play every match, but whenever he was put on the field, he always made a difference thanks to his speed, skill, and ability to disrupt the opponent's defense, becoming a typical and effective harassing striker. After the World Cup, he became a legend at Nacional and then at Austria Vienna, Austria, where he played for many years and became an idol in Europe. He was one of the first Uruguayan players to make a name for himself in the Austrian national championship. Morales' life was quite peaceful. He stuck with youth football after retiring. However, the law of birth, aging, sickness, and death spares no one. On February 14, 2022, on Valentine's Day, Cascarilla breathed his last in Montevideo at the age of 76, leaving behind an unforgettable memory for national fans. Dagoberto Fontes, 27, born 1943, a striker, was a versatile and dedicated player for Uruguay at the 1970 World Cup. He was given the extremely difficult task of directly marking Pelé in the semi-final. Although the home team lost, Fontes' effort and fighting spirit were undeniable. He played 4 matches in the tournament, always giving his all and proving the resilience of the Uruguayan team. His subsequent career was associated with Defensor and several clubs in Mexico, Puebla, Tigres. He lived a simple life after retirement, away from the noise of the media. However, the sad news only came last year. On May 4, 2024, Dagoberto Fontes passed away in his hometown of Maldonado at the age of 80. His passing closes another chapter in history. Julio Losada, 19 years old, born in 1950, was Uruguay's youngest striker at the 1970 World Cup. Although he was only a strategic reserve, Losada was brought in to create breakthroughs and gain valuable international experience. Participating in the tournament at such a young age was an important stepping stone to help him develop and reach international stature later on. Miraculously, Losada found his second home in Greece. He moved to Olympiacos and became a god there. He played for more than a decade for the Piraeus club, winning numerous trophies, and is considered one of the greatest foreign players in Greek football history. Today, at the age of 75, Julio Losada is still alive. He is still revered by Olympiacos fans and is often mentioned as a living legend. Pedro Rocha, 27 years old, born 1942, playing as a midfielder/striker and nicknamed El Verdugo, the Executioner, was Uruguay's brightest star and #1 hope at the 1970 World Cup. The tragedy of the team began right from the opening match when Rocha suffered a serious injury against Israel, forcing him to sit out the rest of the tournament. His absence is considered the main reason why Uruguay could not advance to the final, leaving great regret for the team and fans. Nevertheless, Rocha remains a great legend, especially at São Paulo, Brazil, and Peñarol. He is the only Uruguayan player to participate in 4 consecutive World Cups, 1962 to 1974. His life after football was full of health problems due to muscular dystrophy. He died on December 2, 2013, ending a tragic 2013 for Uruguayan football, exactly 1 day before his 71st birthday. Omar Caetano, 31 years old, born 1938, playing as a defender/midfielder and known by the nickname Cacho, is a living legend of Peñarol. Although he did not play a single minute at the 1970 World Cup, he was still the ultimate spiritual leader of the Uruguayan team. At 31 years old, Caetano was the experienced elder brother, keeping the fire burning and reassuring the young players like Ancheta and Monero in the dressing room. He had previously attended the 1966 World Cup and witnessed Uruguay's greatest glories in the 1967, bringing stability and valuable experience to the team. The career of Cacho Caetano is a love song of loyalty. He spent almost his entire life serving the black and yellow shirt of Peñarol, 1961 to 1975. He holds the record for the most appearances in the Uruguayan football. Super Clásico, classic, between Peñarol and Nacional. 57 matches full of blood and fire. Caetano's playing style was not flashy. He was the type of left-back who was stubborn, persistent, and never afraid. After hanging up his boots, he did not choose the flashy path but retired to youth coaching and lived a simple life, closely attached to the Peñarol fan community. Caetano's steadfastness and absolute loyalty on the pitch were destined to carry over into his life. He lived a life of loyalty to his club, teammates, and family, becoming an exemplary model of character for a great player. However, the laws of nature do not forget anyone. On July 2, 2008, Cacho, Omar Caetano, passed away in Montevideo at the age of 69. He was one of the first of his generation to leave the game of life. His passing left Peñarol fans in great sorrow, but the legend of the King of El Clásico lives on. Ruben Barreño, 26, born 1944. Plays as a striker, is a penalty box killer, and a prominent member of National's golden generation. At the 1970 World Cup, he only played 69 minutes as a substitute against Italy, but Barreño's presence in the squad confirmed his sharp goal-scoring talent. He possesses the ability to choose smart positions and decisive first-touch finishing, becoming a dangerous spearhead every time he appears on the field. The pinnacle of Barreño's career did not come at the 1970 World Cup, but a year later, in 1971, when he and Nacional won a historic trebles national championship, Copa Libertadores and Intercontinental Cup. He was a key factor in that invincible squad. After that, Barreño also tested himself in European football with Troyes, France, and went to Argentina to play for Racing Club. Wherever he went, he showed his professionalism and desire to contribute. Barreño's life has been one of travel and adaptation, from a young striker at Cerro to the top of the world with Nacional, and then his experiences in France. He is the model of an early professional who knows how to maintain his form and image. Ruben Barreño is now 81 years old. He has lived a full life, considered one of the most important historical witnesses of Nacional. He is still regularly invited to attend the club's honor ceremonies, where he is looked at with admiration by young fans as a living legend coming out of a book.